welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me today for a book haul. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these for good reason, but I've been in Chicago for about a month and a half and I visited a lot of bookstores, and inevitably I take these books home and now I have to find creative ways to stack them on my shelf so they can all fit. That's a problem for another time though, so let's get into the haul. I found some really cool books, some books I've been wanting to read for a while, some books I'd never heard of before, but the premise sounds interesting. We will start with the biggest, heaviest one, and that is this big old boy. This is Firefly: A Celebration. I'm not gonna lie, I only got into Firefly, the TV show, a year or two ago. I have not watched all the episodes yet. I think I watched 4 or 5. I really need to finish it. There are several TV shows that I really enjoyed that I stop a few episodes from the end because I don't feel emotionally ready to say goodbye, and then years pass and I still haven't finished it. This is just really cool, a cool making of the world, the characters, behind the scenes. Interesting stuff. If you guys have watched any of my previous videos, you probably know there are a few series that I do like to collect. And I found all of them, almost all of them. I don't think I got any Lord of the Rings stuff, but I did find some C.S. Lewis. I love finding these old copies of the Chronicles of Narnia. We have The Magician's Nephew and The Horse and His Boy. Love them so much. And then we also have this edition of The Magician's Nephew, which is a hardcover, very bright pink and yellow. I love it. I love all the different editions of that. We also got some Alice in Wonderland. This is Through the Looking Glass. I do not have this edition. Nice hardcover and really pretty, like, silvery sprayed edges. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but for as unsettling as Alice in Wonderland is, I really enjoy collecting all the books. I don't know why I like it so much, because when I was young, I didn't. It unsettled me, but I guess as I've grown up, I've come to enjoy it. And then we have this other really cute classics collection of Alice in Wonderland. This isn't the full thing, it's mostly artwork, and then we just have kind of some short stories in there. Next, A Wind in the Door. This is Madeleine L'Engle. Still don't know how to properly pronounce her last name. I really liked her Wrinkle in Time series, so I do try and find different editions of these books. Next, this is not an edition I like to collect. This is just a book that I recently read the first book of the series. I really enjoyed it. I'd like to continue. I think I have book 2 and 3, but I didn't have this one. This is Lightbringer. I did read Red Rising 2 months ago, I want to say. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I think I have, how many books are in this series? I'm not sure how many books are in this series. I have a few of them. If I have book 2, I should probably read that before I forget all of book 1. That would be the smart thing to do. I don't always do that. Next book I purchased is The Bees. This is about literally a worker bee. I don't know all of what happens, but I think she rebels against her queen. I don't think I've ever read a book from a bee's point of view, so this will be a first. The cover is what initially caught my attention. I'm not sure, but it reminded me of, what's that book I read? Plain Bad Heroines, but I think that has to do with hornets or yellow jackets. Yeah, I don't know what this is about other than Flora is the name of the bee, I guess. She belongs to the hive. There's a high priestess. Yeah, that sounds cool. I want to read that. Next we have Strange Weather in Tokyo. I was really excited to find this one because I had been wanting to read this author for a long time. I've been trying to read more translated work. And look at this. Like, what a beautiful cover. I feel like this book should be displayed. Okay, this next author, I have read a novel of hers before. Didn't have a great time with it, but she is so well regarded that I'm hoping. I just read one of her books that I happen not to like, and I'm hoping I really like this one, and that is Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion. I read The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. Just didn't enjoy it. I don't know what it was about it, but people go on about her being this iconic writer. I'm gonna give one of her other works another shot. Fingers crossed I really enjoy this one, because I know she has several more books out there. Next we have A Clockwork Orange. I have been toying with the idea of doing a kind of month of controversial reads. I know a lot of other YouTubers have done that. I think it would be a cool way to read some of these books that I probably wouldn't pick up otherwise. I did not watch all of this movie. I've seen pieces of it, but I don't enjoy kind of that anarchy mentality. Why would I enjoy this? I don't know, but I did really like Fight Club, and maybe it's similar to this, so at least I'll have read it. It is one of the books on my TBR. It's been on my TBR for a while. I want to give it a shot. Either way, it'll be an accomplishment. Next, I've got a few collections of short stories, which I haven't been reading as much lately, which is kind of a shame. I'd like to get back into them. So these are a few that I picked up. Assorted Fire Events, The Snows of Kilimanjaro. I did really enjoy my last Ernest Hemingway read, so I want to go through some more of his works. And I Do Not Forgive You, as well as My Mistress's Sparrow is Dead. What a cover, what a title. Next, let's get into this one. Carrie Soto is back. I read Daisy Jones and the Six this month. I haven't filmed that video yet, but spoiler, I did really enjoy it, so I want to read more of her stuff. I do have the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I do currently own that. I want to get through that as well, but I did see this one, so went ahead and picked it up. We've got a duology next. She Who Rides the Storm. Beautiful. And of course the sprayed edges. I'm a sucker for good sprayed edges and good covers. And He Who Breaks the Earth. I don't know what this is about. Clearly they're fantasy. That's usually enough for me. I do really like that this is a duology. So it's just these two. I don't feel like it's gonna go on for 7 or 8 books. I miss having good kind of single run fantasy novels, just one or a duology without it going into 10 books in the series. So we're gonna give this a shot. Next we have The Changeling, also a beautiful cover. I believe this is about a man whose wife and daughter disappear. You know what, let's double check because I could be wrong. The main character's name is Apollo. His father disappears. He starts having strange dreams. He's a father himself now, blah, blah, blah. His old dreams occur. His wife begins acting odd. His wife commits a horrific act and then vanishes. It's a retelling of a classic fairy tale. Good enough. Retelling of a classic fairy tale, dark fairy tale, magic, lost, mystery, myth, love and madness. That's all I need. I'm sold. I'm gonna read it. Okay, next we've got some horror books. I love horror movies. I've always loved horror movies. I don't know why I don't read more horror books, but Halloween is coming up, so it's not like I don't have enough on my shelves already, but we'll add a few more and we'll really try and get through a lot of them. This first one, how do you pronounce it? Oh boy, Lapvonia? That could be really wrong. I started reading this. I only read a few pages so far. It's supposed to be about a boy, a little boy who is abused, kind of, I think, hated of his village. There's something about a cult, lots of violence. I don't know. We're gonna see. I did not read My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which is one of the author's other works. I know that one was very polarizing, but I can like a polarizing book. Maybe I'll be one of the people that really enjoys it. Fingers crossed. Next we have Invisible Man. This is kind of a classic horror. I think I would still consider this horror. I have not read it. I would like to, so I bought it. Next we have The Only One Left. The Only One Left, yeah, I read that right, by Riley Sager. Still haven't read a Riley Sager book, but I might, if I get enough of his books, I might do like a week or two of it. Just try and read as many of his works as I can. Ooh, it's a gothic whodunit. I love the cover. I always love the covers. Next we have Now You're One of Us. This has been on my TBR. This is supposed to be like a gothic Japanese horror, I believe. Yeah. About a newlywed wife who goes to live with her in-laws. There's lots of dark rituals, strange things happening. I've been wanting to read this one for a while, so I'm really excited to get to that. Next we have A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. This is about a girl who, I think they originally suspect she has schizophrenia, but then it divulges beyond that. They call a priest to try to perform some type of exorcism. I'm not sure if it's a mental illness book or if it's a supernatural book. Half the fun, I'm sure we'll be figuring it out, so. And then last, we have The Paleontologist. Also love that cover. This is about a doctor who goes to the Amazon, I think, to find... Nope. I'm confusing that with a different book. I'm reading the back. That's definitely not what this is about. It is about a doctor. Dr. Simon was just a boy when his 6-year-old sister was abducted under his watch. The guilt has haunted him ever since. I'm guessing he returns to his hometown. Some things start to happen. Maybe he solves the mystery of what happened to his sister. We shall see. Okay, I did get a few romance books. First thing, I saw these books together. They were like $1 a piece. I figured, why not? It might be a fun video to try and get through this series. And just do, like, not a month-long reads, just 2 weeks maybe, and see if I can get through these. So, I don't know what order they go in, so I'm just going to say we've got A Touch of Malice, A Touch of Ruin, and A Touch of Darkness. I don't think this is the full series. I think it's maybe 4 or 5 books. It is a Hades Persephone retelling. I love that. But I have not read many good Hades and Persephone retellings, so fingers crossed, maybe this will be one of them. We'll see. I do need to look up and see if there are any books in between these. Do you guys hear that honking? Someone's angry. Anyway, if it's the first 3, then I'll just read the first 3 straight through, but I have a feeling this is maybe like 1, 3, and 5 or something. We'll see. Next we have Happy Place by Emily Henry. I did read People We Meet on Vacation. I really enjoyed it, which is very surprising because I don't typically enjoy romance books. I really liked her writing, so whenever I see one of her books, I pick it up. Next we have One Italian Summer. As I read the back of this one, I'm thinking this might not be a romance book. Yep, it's definitely not. It really looks like one, doesn't it? My goal was to try and read some other genres that I don't typically read, so I was like, I just saw the cover and I'm like, oh, that's definitely a romance book, and I picked it up. And reading the back, no. It's about a mother dies. Her daughter goes to Italy, I guess where the mom grew up, and meets her mom when she was 30 years old. So it's like a time travel type of thing. Did I read that when I bought this? Why did I think this was a romance book? I don't know, but I still want to read that. Next pile, we've got some cozy books. After Halloween comes winter. I cannot wait for summer to be over. And I found some just kind of cozy reads that I can picture myself on the sofa with a cup of coffee, with a fire blazing. Don't have a fireplace. It's always better in my mind. However, I really want to read these books. The first is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I have read 4 or 5 of Neil Gaiman's works. I did see this movie, but I have not read the book, so I really would like to do so. Next, we have The Sugar Queen. I've never heard of this book before. I've never seen it. I absolutely love the cover, and it just seems like a cozy winter read. It's about a girl who, it says she's a Southern belle. She doesn't feel like she belongs. I think she finds a pathway to, is it another world, or there's a fairy godmother involved. And the color red has startling powers in this new world. Passion can make eggs fry in their cartons. What else do you need? Frying eggs the color red. I want to read it. I think this is going to be more of almost like a middle grade book. It seems that way, but those can be enjoyable reads still. As much as I complain sometimes in my monthly reads about a book feeling too young, I think if I go into it with the right mentality, I'll still really enjoy that one. Next book we have is Winchelsea. I'm going to guess and say that's how you pronounce this. What a beautiful, beautiful cover. So this is about a girl whose father is murdered. She sets out to find justice for him. With her beloved brother, she joins a rival gang of smugglers. Facing high seas and desperate villains, she also discovers something else, an existence without constraints or expectations, a taste for danger that makes her blood run fast. So it's like a girl who runs away and becomes a pirate. I'm hoping there's a little bit of magic involved. But even if there's not, that sounds really good. I don't know why I thought this was a cozy read. Not a cozy read, but I really still would like to read it. It looks like it should be, with all the nice pastel pinks and stuff. Covers can be deceiving. Next we have Icelander. Look at the cover, it's so cute. If this doesn't say perfect winter read, I don't know what does. Look at that, it's gorgeous. What's it about? I'm gonna have to read it to find out because there's no synopsis anywhere. This was just a cover buy, which surprises no one. I do that a lot. But it's so cute. It's like a giant fox. I hope it's about a giant fox. And then last we have A Midwinter's Tale. Another little cozy read. Curl up with a magical tale as the winter night draws in. I shall, thank you very much. Someone lives on a tiny Cornish island with only his pet for company. This other person hasn't seen him in decades, but he wants her to look after his cottage and his cat when he's in the hospital. Okay, so it's about a girl who, I think it's a girl, Mina, who looks after her friend's cottage and cat. She lives in London initially. She is planning just on staying there a short amount of time. I'm guessing she ends up, like a Hallmark movie, falling in love with the small town or the simple life or something like that. But it looks like a really cute, cozy read. So I think that's all I have. I say all I have, like that wasn't just like 30 books. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me for this haul. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've read any of these books, let me know if you have any suggestions on which ones are good or not, which ones sound promising. I hope you guys have been reading some good books lately. Let me know if you have. We're going to ride out the rest of this nasty summer together. Soon it will be getting cold and it will be time for cozy things. It's almost here. Anyway, guys, thanks again. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.